Welcome to Big Brother, and I'm happy to announce I'm joined by I was trying to get two of the most knowledgeable people in Big Brother. I'm happy to say they backed out the last second, so I have JP and Christy here tonight.
Because we wouldn't leave you hanging, Jack.
Wait, was I supposed to watch the show this week?
Well, the first episode, I hate to start off by complaining.
Go ahead.
But what was it, 2 hours long or an hour and a half or whatever it was? Because
2 hours.
I didn't realize my wife on CBS had gone for the cheaper package we had before we had no commercials. I'm like going, and these commercials are like every like 10 minutes, 3 minutes of commercials, 3 minutes. And I'm like going, and I'll be honest, I'm not a big, because especially in today's world where the internet, we pretty much, if you know these players, you pretty much know what they've been doing over the. Do we need a backstory on what they've been doing?
Well,
I mean, I'll ask you guys.
Well, I mean, you don't know the players since you're.
Yeah, but I didn't care.
Okay.
I want the game and I want the strategy. It's like Survivor. When I get new players, I learn their who they are as they're playing, and especially in Big Brother because it's on basically 24 hours a day. There's no, I mean, you like the first time last season I watched the first time I ever watched it from start to finish. It didn't take me long to figure out what their personalities were like. Right. I'm just saying, but again, I know some people love that stuff.
Do you think that was a little fan service though? Maybe.
I think when you're dealing though with all stars, I mean, even somebody like myself, you almost have to be reminded who these people are and what they're known for. And I mean, I've only watched since season 11. So, for example, I didn't know. You
call yourself an expert.
You don't know Danielle. You don't know Janelle.
I know Danny.
She comes back every time. Kaysar,
you know Danny. Kaysar, I don't know. Memphis, I don't know. Keisha, I didn't know. And I hate to admit it, but I did watch Kevin's season, and I don't remember him at all.
No, again, I'm just complaining for me. I know there's a lot of people that like that stuff, and they like it. But to me, it was like, okay, this could have been a 20-minute episode. I want to get back, because like the episode last night was the first one where they really got into strategy and, stuff was happening. And I'll say that if I'm a big Survivor fan, I like the strategy part of it. I like how the people interact. I like how they're, manipulate and all that different stuff. The first two episodes were like, okay.
Look, Golden Hermit in the chat says, Jack, you're very disappointing.
I am. I'm being honest. I could lie. I could lie and say, hey, it was great. Another thing that bugged me too is when they ran into they had the masks on, and they were going in groups of 4. They could take the masks off once they got in there. Some threw it on the floor, some threw it on the table with the plates and the dishes. I'm like going, what are these the same people that go to Target and throw their gloves and mask on the floor when they're done, the ground when they're done?
I just kept going. They're all standing in there in the studio, masked up, and they can remove them when they went inside. But they're all standing in the studio, and there's Julie right there. She don't have a mask on.
Yeah.
So I was like,
Julie was staying 16 feet away.
I have always been of the opinion that Julie does not serve very much purpose for the show. She's my least favorite thing about it. I'm not a big Julie Chen fan, but
we're going to start calling JP Ross Geller. Aaron's in the chat says, "What does JP use in those teeth? I need sunglasses."
We all need a quarantine hobby.
I've noticed since I've been in quarantine, I brush more than once a day.
Whatever. You don't owe anybody an explanation.
Oh my God! But anyway, I'm sorry, Golden Hermit, that I was disappointed. But I'm just gonna be honest on this show. I mean, it just.
Well, because you can be. This is the one where you don't have to feel bad because you don't have this long time love affair with it. So
well,
yeah.
but I'm that way on Survivor too.
I think that
I'm pretty honest.
The first week is pretty slow. Most.
Yeah.
Because it's going to go hardcore here pretty soon. That first week's pretty cool.
Well, yeah, and like the Wednesday's episode really got going. And, they're moving, and it's because I knew the one. I knew was it Keisha?
Mm-hmm.
Keisha. I knew she was going to be nominated because he goes, I don't even know who she is. It was Cody goes, I don't even know who she is. So he should have watched the recap.
Well, she was playing with Taylor, so no wonder she's going to get voted out. She's not even playing the people who are playing.
So anyway, I'll try to be less negative, but if something does bug me, I'm going to say it, and it's JP's teeth right now.
I will say the first night, that 2 hours, I was folding laundry and doing some other things while it was on. You didn't have to be like glued to it. There was no like whispering or anything yet that you had to pay attention to. So it was
I was
easy.
taking very, very lucrative notes.
So you could remember who all the people were the seasons you didn't watch?
Yeah, basically, I thought we were going to do like a pre-episode rundown, so that's what I was kind of preparing for. But
yeah, I just didn't have time.
We don't need to do a 2-hour live show.
No, but while we're at it, why does Enzo call himself Meow Meow? Is he because he's a friend of Dan? He likes Daniel Tiger.
No, that's from his first season. He's always called himself that.
Yeah.
But why?
Because he's weird. I don't know.
But I thought there would be some backstory on why he called himself.
He came in his first season. I think that's that's a him prior to Big Brother thing, like his people and his friends and all his Jersey bros. They call him Meow Meow, I guess.
Bayonne, New Jersey.
Yeah, right.
Representing.
Well, I don't know, JP. What does Meow Meow mean in Jersey?
Well, Aaron says it's because a girl farted in his car. Is that really the truth?
But
this isn't a joke. This isn't a joke.
But I don't understand.
Well, then I should be.
I don't get it.
I should be known as Roar then.
Never mind.
Did you guys know? You knew who the players were going to be before?
I didn't.
I mean, there was a lot of speculation floating around the internet. I was surprised. I wasn't. There was a couple of people that I was not surprised with. I was not surprised by Nicole from last season. I think she was, based on her popularity, I think that's kind of just what got her back in the house. The other Nicole, Danny Donato, I was not surprised by. Tyler, Ian. And then from there, I was speculating. He went on a date and the girl farted in his car and then looked at him and meowed. How many times does that happen to us? I mean, that's just.
If you had $1 for every time, right, JB?
Oh my God, I'd have $2.
Not enough for my nickname to be Meow Meow. So.
Why does that meow meow? Doesn't that make her meow meow? I don't know. That's weird.
I think it's a way of them teasing him because what she did.
But he owns it. He doesn't have to tell everybody. He doesn't have to take it with him.
He's proud of his name, his nickname.
He likes it.
Anyway,
now.
JP, you were saying about Nicole and.
Yeah, no. To me, I would say probably the biggest surprise is, and I like him, but it's based more on just how he's been for the last year. But bringing David back as an all-star when he was really just in the house, I know it's more for him. It's just more of a redemption,
right?
But I mean, he is a hell of a nice guy. I've definitely seen him interviewed. I think 2 or 3 times since last year. And any appearance that he does, he's a great speaker.
Also, he had potential to be a great player because that was the only season I watched, and he knew the game, but he got kicked out right away and had to work his way back into the game. Never had a chance.
Well, he was back in the house, so we did get to see him interacting with people, but even when he wasn't playing, right? Because they were backing, remember? But
there's only 2 past winners in this All-Star, right? Shouldn't there be more?
Nicole F and Ian.
Well, I know that they had how many in quarantine to get ready for this?
I think there were 4. I know of 4 more other people that were in it.
Who's that? Josh. Josh was one.
Josh. I know. Paul. Derek.
Paul.
The beard.
Paul, okay. Yeah.
Derek.
Okay.
No Cliff. No Cliff.
No Cliff, unfortunately.
See, Derek was a winner, so why didn't he go in?
From what I heard, he pulled out because his kids didn't want him to go.
That makes sense.
KC, who won a couple years ago, she was also involved, but I think.
Oh, Casey?
Yeah, KC.
She was the one that Tyler was second up to, right?
Right.
Well, you can't have them both back in 1 and 2 of the same season.
Well, she had to. I'm only going by what I've read on the internet, so don't quote me. But no,
it's on the internet. It's true.
Let me see. It's on Wikipedia. It's a fact. But she's she tested positive for COVID and had to withdraw.
Oh. Now, what happens if? God forbid, one of them somehow gets it, or because you're good. You have people bringing food in there. You have. This is a. Would you say this is kind of a risk? Look at Major League Baseball.
Right.
The Cardinals have played 5 games so far, out of like 20. It's because they had some stupid players that did some stupid things.
Right.
And a guy on Seattle Seahawks just got cut because he tried to sneak a woman into the hotel dressed as another player.
Yeah.
So they cut him because he wasn't a great player, number one. Number two, because he broke team rules. So It's a scary time. I hope it doesn't happen, but it just seems like,
the only risk you're saying because of the food that they're bringing in and putting in the pantry.
Well, I'm saying they have camera people. They have people do.
The camera people are all quarantined as the though. So,
okay, all right.
So they're
Randy said it seems like a really low risk to him.
Yeah, they've done it really smart. All of the crew is doing they're doing a month on where they live there and they work all together.
Right.
They don't leave. Then they get a month where they're not working, where they have 2 weeks fully off, and then 2 weeks where they go back into quarantine before coming back in to film another month.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So they're rotating them around like that. Is
okay.
What
well, like I said, I hope it's safe. It's just
So the biggest risk they would have basically is bringing in things from the outside world, like the food and things like that. And I don't know. I know it very early on in the virus, people, they were saying to wipe everything down. I'm not going to lie. We're super cautious in the virus. We didn't do that. And I don't know that there's actually been anybody who said they've gotten it because they didn't wipe off their pasta box when they got home from the grocery store. You know what I mean? So.
Rachel says they use a lot of disposable items in the kitchen, etc. When I first saw it, I thought they were going to have to wear masks the whole time. I go, well, that's going to be.
I couldn't do that. Yeah. Yeah. No, I. That's exactly what I heard, Christy. As far as the precautions that they're taking, I have to assume though that if somebody were to, especially somebody in the house, if they were to test positive. I can't see CBS just pulling the plug completely, but I wonder if there's a backup plan where they bring somebody else into the game, or if they just
film them all getting sick and we get to watch that, because I'd watch that.
Who doesn't like a good train wreck?
I'm just saying they would really turn into a Survivor season then, but
obviously they took a lot of precaution because CBS isn't stupid. They have a lot of money for a reason, and they're not going to risk huge lawsuits because they did something stupid. So hopefully over the next 100 days we're fine.
If I can't see how any of the people, the cast, the people who are inside, the players, right. I can't see how any of them could possibly test if they're not really. They don't come into contact with the crew for any reason, really. They're not even in the diary room with them. So Big Brother COVID. Exactly. See, surviving COVID.
New show.
I had earlier this week, I had made a joke that the season shouldn't have been called BB All Stars. It should have been BB All Healthies.
That would have been good. That would have been good. I don't think it's anyway. If one of them, given what was going on last season, I think they're going to be a lot healthier this season than last.
Oh, good point. Good point. You pulled that one out.
Nice work. Now, going back to the game, we had the HOH challenge, and Cody Just
Yes.
cleaned. Now, who was it? Nicole that went to the same one that had no stability twice in a row.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right off the bat, I go, "Come on, Nicole."
But wouldn't you be panicking? You're just trying to go, especially if you know you're not like a super physical player, and if you're shorter and you're got to make those big leg reaches to get to the.
I get it, but if you have to be. But she's smart. I go,
Yeah.
Did she just go for the same one she just fell off on?
I think she purposely threw the challenge because she didn't want to be the first HOH.
What's the HOH the first week?
Okay.
I mean,
Rachel in the chat says nerves. Okay, I'll go with it.
I mean, either way, either it was nerves or she played off nerves so that she didn't win because Cody winning the first one. He was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go all out. I'm gonna win this," and I'm thinking, why? Why are you gonna? It's not gonna be you, probably. Odds are.
He had a game plan.
And actually, it worked for him this week, and we'll get into it later. But it was a very, very safe week to be an HOH.
But it still puts that idea in every other player's head that he can win comps.
But didn't last year? What was the guy's name that I forget the guy's name that won it last year? Mickey. He won the first week.
Right, he won the camp comeback.
Yeah.
Playing too hard too soon.
He won and was able to put everybody into camp comeback.
Yeah.
And I thought every single week last year he needed to go, but nobody sent him home. So
no one had the guts. Now they have a new twist, the safety suite.
Right.
What do you guys think of that?
I think it's filmed in New Jersey. There's no way. First of all, there's no way.
They've done something similar to this, have they not?
I mean, they've had little side room challenges where you can win
And
some type of thing that impacts the game. Yeah.
I swore they had done something called safety before, but
Exactly. Safety. I don't remember.
Did not Google it.
Well, this was a part of the game I got into because people had to decide if they were going to scan their VIP card because you can only do that once.
Right.
Right. It's for 3 weeks, right? The next 3 weeks.
Yes.
You can only do that once, and everyone kept saying, "I don't want to put a target on my back. If there's not a target on my back." And the last 10 seconds you had is it Kaysar?
Kaysar, yeah.
Kaysar and Janelle both went and scanned it. Now I didn't get the rules completely, but wouldn't it have been better if just Kaysar went, scanned it, he wins, he took Janelle anyway. She doesn't lose a turn. Now she doesn't get a turn. Couldn't they have worked together and said, "Yeah, you go, you scan it, take me, and then the following week I'll go and take you"?
But wait, there can't be a safety competition if there's not at least 2 players. Who would they play against?
Well, I'm just saying, if no one goes against, does he automatically win?
I don't remember if they said there has to be at least 2 players to play.
I didn't hear it. Maybe some of the chat knows, but I'm like going, if that's the case, if they didn't, I go, she just wasted her turn. Now, if there is a thing where it has to have at least 2 people, all right, then they made the right move. But
I wonder also, can she get, if somebody else were to win, can she get picked again to be safe?
They didn't say you couldn't.
Yeah.
You said you couldn't go in there and they said you couldn't you go in there once, and they both went in there. I'm like going, right when they first, I go, aren't they in an alliance? So I wish we got clarification on that rule, but again, I thought it was stupid.
I'm gonna send my friend Julie Chen a email right now.
Yeah, send Julia. It said, yeah.
Well, them both scanning in to go in, you could feel it as they were filming it and showing it that they were getting more and more paranoid as the day was going, the time was ticking down. You could see them just kind of starting to go like, wait a minute,
well,
I think it might be me. I think it might be me. Okay,
well, Cody's not a good liar. He was going to pick one of them.
And Janelle is she's an extremely strong player. This is her 4th time playing. So that really would have been the right move for Cody.
But she's never won, right?
No, I don't think so.
Because I forgot to mention, I know Nicole from The Amazing Race.
Okay.
Oh, right. Yeah, both Nicole and Janelle.
And Nicole has the same kind of personality in Amazing Race.
Janelle was on there with that other Nicole, a third Nicole.
Oh,
right? No, Brittany. Sorry, Brittany.
That's where I recognize her from.
Yeah, Janelle and her were on there and were a
Oh,
team.
that's right, because I kept going, and they did pretty well.
Brittany, yeah.
And Nicole was on there with her fiance, who was also in the big house.
Oh, right.
Big
Okay.
house.
Victor.
That's right. I kept going, where do I know her from?
That was the season with Rupert
And his wife?
Yeah, on The Amazing Race.
Oh,
probably.
No, we don't want to go this way.
That was perfect. I was trying to get Jack to do his Rupert impression.
God bless him.
Yeah, Rupert is.
Up that tie-dye.
But that was a good season. But Nicole drove me crazy on The Amazing Race. Such a whiner.
Such a whiner?
Whiner. I don't want to do this.
I think she just always sounds that way. I think it's her voice. I don't know that. I don't know. I think that was a very likable player.
Do you watch Amazing Race?
Me?
Yeah.
Yes, I watched. Yes.
Okay, so you saw that season.
Yes, but I already knew her because I'd already watched her on video.
But you're saying she wasn't a whiner on The Amazing Race?
It was not overt to me that I was annoying or anything like that. I just must have thought that's how she is. She is not a Rachel. Then that's a whiner where you just.
Oh no, and Rachel was on that season also. No,
Correct.
no one's a Rachel. No, I mean no one's. That's just a different level. But
and let's be fair. If I was on Amazing Race and I was getting frustrated with all the stuff they have to do, I would probably be crying also.
Well, I signed up for something.
Heights and all of the things. I just think I can't.
I would suck it because I know I've told the story before about my wife once wanted to apply for it. I said, yeah, I'd come across as the biggest jerk in America. No, there's no way we're both going on there because we'd yell at each other, but I would just be, come on.
So maybe that's not Nicole's finest moment. Maybe she feels like, oh my gosh, got her. She likes to win. Randy says it's the Wisconsin accent, and Randy, I kind of agree. Wisconsin kind of has nothing against Wisconsin. I love you guys. So
yeah, you just called the whole state of Wisconsin a bunch of
no. I was the one telling you that Nicole doesn't bother me, but I'm in the Midwest, so we all kind of sound weird.
I don't know.
I
go back and watch that season, but the whole season I was like, going, oh my god, just stop complaining. I will say this though. I hate to interrupt you, but she is a smart. I watched her because she has to have a target on her back. She's won before, but she's very smart how she went to people and was working. Anyway, so there you go.
Yeah, no, she's a good player. So you guys didn't, since neither of you had seen Kaysar and Janelle's season. Did you know right away that they had played together, or they mentioned it right away?
They said right away.
Yeah. They said right away. As soon as I saw them, I was like, "Oh, they're an alliance immediately." So yes, whether they wanted to be an alliance or not, they had to be an alliance because everyone was going to be there anyway.
But they were also smart. They didn't stop and talk. They just looked at each other and said, "Hey," and they kept going. I said,
oh, "That was." And everybody's looking at them, going, "So they're like forced to be the alliance." It's like self-fulfilling prophecy, right? Everyone thinks you are, so you must have to be. Would you have been? Probably, but now you have to be. So, yeah.
You do a fake fight day one, right?
They acted like they didn't know each other. I don't know you.
Yeah, I think what Aaron brings up in the chat, the coaches season, that was I think that was the first season I had seen Janelle, where they brought back a bunch of, I think it was four All-Stars to act as player coaches for the season, and then the coaches were able to eventually join into the game.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought the season was all coaches, like from baseball.
Yeah, she's played several times. She's always been a really good player. But I mean, they're all getting older.
And Billy Martin drove them all to the game.
Because back in her season, Keisha was a good player.
Sorry, Billy.
And
no, I would look the other way.
I don't understand baseball jokes, and I'm
not. That's okay. That's okay.
Coach from Survivor, and when they say coach, that's what I think of. So I'm not thinking about baseball. But
here's what Aaron says about her. She's a baby whiner, entitled brat. Anyone that refuses to go to the premiere party if certain people are invited, wham. So
who was invited that she didn't go because they were invited? I mean, it depends on the person.
I don't know.
You don't
Anyways, so we get to
know.
we have the chat, but now we know that Janelle and Kaysar are safe.
Right.
Yeah.
But he nominates Keisha and Kevin.
Right.
And Kevin didn't look like Kevin looked surprised. Keisha was like, he doesn't know me. What am I going to do?
But she wasn't really playing. Like he said, she's like, why did you pick me? And he's like, we haven't talked. Like, what? If as soon as someone's HOH, don't you have to at least, if you haven't said hi to them yet, go and say hi?
Yeah, he's really, I mean, I think it was a safe move, though, to just pick two people who just really aren't meshing with anybody in the house.
Yeah.
Then if somebody, depending on who goes home, you're not really hurting anybody else's feelings. I mean, I almost would have liked, there was one point, I think, in Wednesday's episode where they were talking about, with Enzo winning the veto, pulling him down and throwing Ian up there, and just immediately getting rid of one of the former winners. Where, I mean, even that move, that would have been a very good move.
That would have been a great move.
Probably too early to do a big move.
Too early, but nobody would have been mad about Ian.
It's exactly what I was going to say. Nobody would have been
put up because everyone would have been like, because everyone thinks maybe that kid's a little scary, a little smart, a little, I don't know where he's coming from.
So Ian's a great player, or Ian is just nobody likes him.
Well, he spoke about how he's on the spectrum. He's a little awkward, and I think people don't. He's just one of those people that they can't read him, or maybe they can't tell if he's. Do you know what I mean? So when you don't know where someone's coming from, when they're talking to you, you can't tell if they're lying or you can't tell if they're being sincere. That's a dangerous person because you just can't read them. So I think he's hard to read for him.
That's a good point, too, actually. I was going to bring that up. Now, a lot of these people that are playing somehow either knew who the other contestants were going to be or potentially knew who the other contestants were going to be and started planning before the game even started, setting up alliances and things like that. And it's kind of similar to what happened during the season 40 of Survivor.
Yes.
Where, they started playing the game before they even arrived on the island. Do you think should there be pre-gaming, or do you think? Well,
I think that's why Survivor mixes it up, and I think you had tonight or this week with the safe suite. That's a way of mixing up the game, kind of mixing it up, saying, okay, this is how I'm going to do it. Oh wait, you screwed. So there's probably going to be different twists all season to throw these all-stars off, because you do have the people that have played together before, right. People who go to these reality events, and they're friends, or they hate each other, So I think that's what, like Survivor, as much as we complain about how they just keep changing the game around, you almost have to because of the pre-game alliances that people have.
Yeah, and I think that when you're dealing with any reality show that does an all-star Survivor, as well, you can't help but have people are going to already have alliances. And it's not even an alliance. Okay, let's say we wash up on the beach and I look over and there's Jack. I'm going to go, hey, Jack, oh my gosh, right? We know each other. Did we?
Who that is. Is there someone else named Jack over here?
No, but do you know what I mean? Like, you might not have made a pact before, but you already know each other a little bit. So of course, those are the people that you're going to go feel safe with.
Right.
Just from knowing them. So.
Yeah. And I have no problems once they enter the front door, game on, but to work out your strategy, 3 weeks before the game. I know you can't. That's the problem.
You can't stop it. And there's no rules against it. So it's like, I think the only reality show, it's like, Amazing Race, I don't think there's any advantage in knowing another team ahead of time, because you're not really not voting that person out, you're competing against them. But I think, again, like they said, with the safe suite, I think they're going to, every 2 or 3 weeks are going to have some kind of twist that these people aren't going to expect, and I think that's going to be that's how it keeps the game in check.
That's Big Brother, Jack. Expect the unexpected.
Yeah,
But
that's what Julie says.
Oh, no, they do it all the time. Every
But
season.
first, let's take a commercial break and be back in 25 minutes.
Right. That's what, when you're watching on the app, that's what happens every season. And sometimes you start to go like, they put that twist in there. And was that to benefit a certain player? Because sometimes it seems a little.
Well, it seems that way in Survivor a lot.
It does on Big Brother. There's times where my family and I, because my entire family are Big Brother fans, everybody. And yeah, we've noticed it.
Even the dog.
We don't have a dog, but
okay, well then,
my mom, my sisters, my sister met a guy she's dating, and he has to watch Big Brother. My other sister married a guy. He had to also watch Big Brother before. Like, it's the thing.
So for better or worse,
you have to watch Big Brother. It's a family event. We discuss it.
It's for better, but first.
Yeah. Oh, Kaysar's also on the spectrum. Is that confirmed? Did he say he was? I don't know.
I have to trust. I know Erin is a part of the. I have access to the live feeds, and evidently I'm missing out on so much by not watching the live feeds. But every time I try to watch the live feeds, all they're doing is just sitting around doing nothing.
Brushing their teeth.
Right.
He said, "Oh, I'll brush my teeth too."
I don't brush my teeth.
Did we like the scene where Enzo walked in and it was Nicole and was it Memphis?
No, it was Nicole and Ian, wasn't it?
Ian, that's right.
Yeah.
He walks in, he sees him and he runs away. I'm like going,
he's the one that acted suspicious. They were just standing there. Like, one was at the sink, one was over here getting something out of the cabinet. She
just brushed her teeth and she just looked and they walked.
He literally just looked over. Like, oh, I saw something over there. And then he's like, I know what's going on. They were very suspicious. Dude, they were just standing there.
Yeah.
He's the one that
Meow Meow has lost it.
He's weird, but fun.
Get some Kittle to fit, so that you're just.
Yeah.
Of course, one of the best Ian moments was from his season where, when everybody was asleep, he decided to streak through the whole house.
Just for the people who are watching the feeds.
Exactly.
So this year, there's no Up All Night or After Dark. Sorry, After Dark.
There's no After Dark.
They always played it on Pop.
Oh, okay. I don't have Pop. Yeah.
They would do like 3 hours.
What is Pop?
A cheap antenna station, I think. I don't know. one of the cheap stations on the lower tier cable. I don't know. I don't get it anymore. But my mom was very upset that it wasn't on because she would record it every night.
Some areas call it soda. Some others call it Coke. It's got different names.
So that's not going on. So they are. Do you think they got rid of that just to boost up the people paying for the live feeds?
They might have. I mean, that would make sense. We're all here stuck under quarantine.
Yeah.
CBS is probably trying to recoup as much money as possible because they won't have Survivor. They pushed the Amazing Race back to how long they pushed Amazing Race back to? And they,
so much so that they were airing Phil's other show. Phil did another show. Did you see that one?
I saw that. I was
like, wait, Phil's got another show? What?
Was it tough as nails?
A lot of the regular shows, I think is the good fight had to shut down after 7 episodes. So a lot of their programming, so you got to show out there. You have to make as much money as you can.
So when they get rid of it, when Big Brother ends, then will they then just reboot another season of Big Brother? They got another one in the can.
If they can, I bet you if they can, they will.
I'm just saying, it's one of their shows that takes up 3 hours of programming a week, so that they wouldn't have to fill.
Yeah, I thought Amazing Race was going to air in the fall in lieu of Survivor.
Yeah, it'll probably come the middle of September.
Yeah, I think so.
Woo-hoo.
Which should help the rating, and also you're going to have a lot of these a lot of these stations too. College football season is most likely all the big conferences are canceling, which will probably lead
hours of that. Yeah,
which will probably lead to the college basketball not going forward. So there's a lot of ad revenue they're not going to have. So unfortunately, you're talking jobs people are going to lose because CBS, NBC, and all the other, AB are not going to be making any money. So,
yeah.
All I know was last weekend on ESPN, I was watching professional cornhole. So.
That's like when cornhole. You ever play cornhole?
No, I know what it is, but no.
Okay. That's how ESPN was when it first started. You would have a sports center, and then you would have like horse dancing or whatever. You'd be like going.
They couldn't afford of the games yet. They had to build up, right?
And you'd be like, especially when the first week it came out, I'd be like, okay, and I'd sit there and watch it and go, all right.
Yes.
I like where they're going with this. The big thing they think they first got was the Canadian Football League.
Yes, I remember that.
So, and there was 2 teams, Ottawa and another.
They just played each other over and over and over.
Well, they only had 9 teams, and 2 of them were named the Rough Riders, if I remember correctly.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Only 9 teams, but we're not giving up our name. So anyway, back to Big Brother.
Not that great. It's like just any other name.
What did we think of the veto challenge, the writing bananas?
Sexy.
It's so funny. It's funny, and they do a lot of challenges on this just to make the people look stupid. So that was right up there with Big Brother history. So.
Yeah, Keisha looked like she was just struggling with that banana.
Oh, but Enzo, he worked it.
Enzo, he had it. He had it. And it was Ian said, I'm going to use the back and forth method. Is that what he said?
Yeah. It's like, what other method would you use there? Okay.
I said, what the hell is going on? I go, but you had, it was Kevin screwed up. He had 19.
I know. Oh my God. He was perfect.
I go, what are you doing? I'll say this. I don't know. I've never seen him play before, but on that move alone, he should be voted out.
That definitely could have cost him. I mean, he was perfect. I know what he was thinking. He just didn't want to take the chance.
Because she was still going, and he thought, well, what if she gets one more? But if he would have locked in on 19, now you're putting the pressure on her that she has to at least get 19. Now she's getting nervous, and now she's going to dump it a whole bunch of more times.
And she was only at 14,
right?
And there was only so much time too. So I go tap out, tap out, tap out. I go, what are you doing? And then he lost it all. And he goes, oh! I go, well, that's your fault.
But I don't know. I think my prediction on Kevin is he's going to be there for a little while, because I think he's going to be that one that everybody thinks that, oh, he's not any threat. I could just keep him around. He'll be there for a while, I think.
And do they know?
I was going to ask the chat really quick, and I know it's going to take him a few seconds to respond. But was there a moment that was cut out of the veto challenge where somebody's pieces fell into somebody else's puzzle? I could have sworn I saw that on Twitter or something, and they were in an uproar about it.
Did someone throw the puzzle pieces because they're pretty good distance?
I honestly don't remember.
I didn't hear anything about that. No,
I didn't see that.
Let's see if anybody in the chat knows.
Aaron will know.
Aaron will know. Aaron, you still there?
All the info, all the 411 over there.
Aaron left on the football and baseball talk.
I'm out, tapping out. So Enzo wins.
Yes.
And that was another thing too, where he was saying, I'm going to win this. I'm going to win this. And I was like, you don't really have to win this. Cody's not going to put you up. I don't know.
Yeah, but by winning it, he was able to at least still control the game, realizing that, leaving everything the way that it was, nobody's going to get burned. Anybody's
it was the right move.
Well, it's not that his choice whether to use it or not use it is not really on him, because all he has to do is say, hey, I asked Cody, this is his HOH, I want to respect his wishes, so he's asking not to use this, so I'm not using it. So that's not the issue. But again, it's week 1, and you just don't want to be – you always want to kind of be in the middle.
Yeah.
He didn't win anything by winning it, so why win it?
No, I just put it plus, if I'm Kevin and I survive, I'm going to be ticked because the reason I picked you is like, hey, can Can I pick you? Will you do this for me?
Exactly. He picks him because they showed Kevin talking to various different people. But of all the people he talked to, he felt that the one he had the best connection with was Enzo. So he picks Enzo. Oh, I felt bad for him.
So I wouldn't be one of those people that came out. I go in my mind though. I mean, like first chance I have, I'm taking you out. That's how I play.
It's a different game though. Sometimes you have to make up. And,
well, no, I use him as long as I can, but
in the back of your mind, you're thinking maybe you can't trust him, but you never. Just like Cody was saying, he has an alliance with everybody. Or no, Taylor. And I think that happened in the other season too. That's just who he is. Everyone wants to ally with him. Someone comes to you, you never say no. You just go, oh,
he's right. And I like how he said he goes.
Later on, it'll bite you in the butt when everyone starts figuring out you had deals with everyone. But you're like, what was I supposed to do?
That's what he said. He goes, I didn't want to play this way, but it's happened again, so I'm done.
Yeah. And I don't even know he must be super nice. I don't know.
I can't see Kevin though. Like if Kevin had won the HOH this week, I don't think he was going to go after Enzo and Cody because that's going to really just shake up the house too soon. I think they're going to just still focus on.
He could have put Cody by saying that would have been an easy one for him by saying you put me up, so I'm putting you up, Cody.
But that puts a huge target on him with the commission alliance.
But that's how Mickey won though last year. Everyone was afraid to put him up because he was part of that big alliance, and they all. Right. And what happened? They got picked off one by one. I think sometimes, and I know it's early, but sometimes you have to shake things up.
Sometimes you have to take the threats out. You have to. You can't keep the threats around too long.
So Erin, by the way, just responded. She said that Kevin's puzzle fell into Keisha's.
Oh, okay.
Oh, really?
When it fell, when he was out, when he got.
Maybe when he knocked his pieces. I don't know. I'd have to rewatch it.
But how does that affect Keisha? Keisha shouldn't be penalized for that.
No, she shouldn't.
Right.
But that sucks for Keisha.
Yeah.
Well, Keisha's out. We'll never know.
Oh, no, I thought the two he picked to put up, though, were the two easiest. No one was going to
Exactly.
So, and keeping it the same, that makes sense, too.
Aaron said, no way, Hank. And when I first read this, I'm like, who the hell is Hank? But okay.
Oh, that's crazy.
I'm from Texas, and so I'm here for some football and baseball.
Yeah, Aaron and Jack know each other somehow. We don't know that. We don't know that mystery yet. We can't solve it.
Got to stick a pin in the football and baseball, I guess.
So, anything else we want to talk about this? Who do you? I mean, you guys know the players. Who do you? If you had to pick a winner today, who do you think wins?
Keisha.
No, I think Jake.
I would have to. I want.
I know we all know who you want to win. Come on.
It's not going to be Nicole.
Why not?
I think people know her. They just saw her. She's too nice, and there's no way people keep her to the end.
I would love for Nicole to win, bring it to Long Island, but I think it's going to be either. I would put my money right now on Cody. I think Cody's probably the most likable, strongest player in the house. Right now, except for Kevin.
Oh, I get it. Because he's from Jersey, you're from Jersey. Jersey sticks together according to Enzo. So it's assumed that they're in the thing. So they got to be
meow meow.
Cody's from the shore.
So you gotta pick Cody, right?
No, I mean if I was gonna pick just solely based on New Jersey, where is it? Meow meow.
Right.
I would go Bayonne, New Jersey over Howell, New Jersey any day.
Okay.
I'm going to say I'm going to lock in my pick. It's either going to be Cody or we're going to be shocked and it's going to be David.
No.
Now, what about I had a question about Christmas. Is that her real name?
That is her real name.
Because there's a joke there, but we're a PG show, so I won't say it.
No, that's her real name. Yeah.
And she's Jewish, really.
Her parents are.
I wouldn't argue with her. She looks pretty chiseled, so I wouldn't fight. It's a great name.
She's very.
She had a very, very tough first go at Big Brother. I think it was a couple weeks into the game and she broke her foot.
Oh, that's right.
Really?
Right. Yeah. She was goofing around in the backyard and doing piggyback rides.
But that didn't send her out. It didn't send her out. She just had comps she couldn't participate in.
She couldn't participate in comps, but she still made it to third place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You didn't have it set?
She had like a walking cast or something, didn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah, they put a cast on it, but it was like one of those. Was it a full cast? It was like the one you can walk around in and do your thing.
Yeah, I broke my foot years ago, and it was like 6 months, and then they wanted to put a pin in it, and I said, I'll come back. And I never came back. No, I didn't want to have to wear that because I had to wear a cast for like 3 months. And it's funny because I was coaching youth hockey at the time, and sometimes I had to cross the rink. And so my cast is getting wet, and it's basically falling up.
You just wear one skate?
Yeah, they just looked at me and they were like going, "You been walking?" I go, "No." And I had my own business too, so I had to work, and so I'm dragging this stupid cast around. Luckily, it was on my left. My
plastic bag. What? Jack, come on, you're smarter than that.
Yeah, there's too much time.
Just put a plastic bag over it.
You didn't get one of those little scooters?
Yeah,
no,
right.
Nope, didn't do.
Put a ski on it, just the one. You seen those?
I'd step in water. And then I had to wear the boot for like 3 months, which was great because I was going to Vegas and I got to go in first.
Oh, work it.
I said, I got the boot. Sorry, you guys. It was Southwest. You guys have. I'm sorry, you have an A ticket, but I got this boot. Got to go on.
Yeah, I get to get on first. I get to prick my seat first. Okay, nice. Take it where you can get.
Jack, you were smacking Nicole in the face.
Oh, was I?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Nicole. We like you, Nicole. So
when I saw both Nicoles there, I'm not gonna lie, the nerdy girl in me was like, I think we need a nerdy girl alliance, and those two need to get together and go all the way to the end. But the girls never do the smart things.
Evidently, there's some behind the scenes tension there, so I don't think that was going to happen.
Well, they need to listen to me, damn it, because I can tell them how to win the game.
Because Nicole, the whiner from Wisconsin, says, I'm the only Nicole that matters here. We got to get this other Nicole out.
No, she didn't say that. Did she? No.
She did. It was on the live feed.
No, but they were talking about, her and Danny were talking about not appearing on Nicole's podcast, that they ghosted her, and, you know, whatever, behind the scene drama.
Wow. Erin said she would go with that. If I had to predict a winner, I'd go with Bay BC because Big Brother wants to end the racist reputation.
See, I don't think it would be Bay. I think it would be Davon. I love Davon. Mama Day.
That's interesting. She says that she thinks Big Brother would get involved if Day was on the streak to win. Just because Davon is a little bit of a loose cannon, which I kind of remember.
Who did she fight with? She fought with someone. But, you know, she's older now.
Well, you're there for 100 days, 24/7. You're going to fight with somebody.
I don't. You know,
it's like being married.
Or if you're not fighting with someone, if you don't fight with someone, you're going to annoy someone and not mean to. It's one of the other, you know.
Right.
They've also had the chance to see how they were portrayed in their seasons. And, you know, if I made an ass out of myself, the last thing I want to do is make an ass out of myself. But then again, here I am doing this show again. So.
With your bright teeth.
I think it was Aubrey. I kind of remember that.
All right. So who's going to be voted out next week? Keisha or Kevin? And I'm writing these picks down. JP, you go first.
Who's being voted out?
Yeah, who's going to be evicted?
Who's going to be evicted? Well, we know Memphis won the HOH.
No, but they haven't voted anybody out yet, right?
Well, no, they haven't even put anybody on the block yet for eviction.
Well, who got voted out?
Keisha.
Did
Keisha get voted out? Yeah.
Did you not watch the show tonight, Jack?
I did watch the show. When did they do the vote?
Right
When did
before
they do the vote?
They did the vote tonight.
we did it
Did
like
they?
20, 25 after. Julie
I
talked to her
didn't-
and everything.
I didn't see it. Oh, you know what? My grandson's here. I got up to get him something. I had to make him some popcorn and stuff like that, and I didn't
All
hit
right.
pause.
Well,
I figured okay,
So
they're
for
just
Jack, since he missed it, it
All right,
was
I will-
unanimous 13-0. They all
Wow.
voted for Keisha.
I was
So
gonna,
here-
I was gonna pick Keisha and just impress Jack.
I know. I was like, hopefully, yeah, Keisha's going home. Her days
all
are
right.
numbered.
I apologize.
So she didn't
I
want to be the
had
first voted out.
grandkids all week.
That's all right. She was the first voted out. She didn't want to be the first voted out. Julie told her, "Don't feel bad. You haven't played in 12 years." But
I didn't even
she
see.
wasn't really playing at all this last week.
I gotta go check. I didn't even see the new head of household competition. I need to go check. My.
Did you watch
Maybe
the
that's
right
me.
episode?
I watched 1, 2, and there's only 3, right?
Yeah.
I watched all 3
No. Tonight was the 4th episode, was it not?
Thursday night.
Hold on. I'm gonna look right now.
Oh
Was
my
it on?
God.
Was it on tonight?
Yes,
was
that's
on.
why we recorded tonight. We recorded right after the episode where they voted someone out.
So there's 4 episodes.
Well, because there was the opening one, right? To start the show.
Sunday.
Yeah, tonight was episode 4.
Oh, I didn't know there was a 4th episode.
All right, so see, so yeah, so
All
then
right.
they had a
How
competition,
the hell did I miss those 2 things? There's no way.
and then they had the HOH, and it was a true false. They had to watch a video. It was true false, and Memphis won, and I didn't think he would have won.
Well, at least you're hiding your teeth, JP.
Otherwise, we got to put on. Otherwise, we got to put on sunglasses.
Was it always on Thursday nights?
Yes.
Yeah. Wednesday, Thursday, Sunday.
Well, where was the second? Because it was Sunday night, Monday night, right?
No, it
No.
was last week. It started, did it not? The last Thursday.
August 5th.
Oh, so it did start Thursday. I thought it started Sunday.
No, it was last Thursday, then Sunday, then Wednesday, Thursday. So we're 4.
Because I didn't watch the episodes right away. I watched the first one like 3 days ago. Then I said, okay, I'll catch up. Because like I said, we had all 4 grandkids here. I'm about ready to lose it. But anyway,
you had JP and I here, so we watched. We know.
I'm glad you. So I missed a whole episode. I thought I was losing it. I go.
Watch it now.
I was only up for. I got the popcorn. I got. I go. How did I miss the whole thing? Okay. Anyway, so. All right. So Memphis is household. So. So. Did they nominate anybody?
No, it was only
No.
HOH. Memphis
Okay.
won. It's his very first HOH win ever. So he was kind of
Okay.
happy about it. But he was telling people that. I was thinking,
All right. So who do we think will be voted off next Thursday night?
who will Memphis put up? Based on the fact that him and Cody made a big alliance of 6, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is
The commish.
Danielle, Nicole F.
I think they're going to put up
Who are the 6? Remind me again.
Cody, Memphis, Danny, Nicole F, Christmas, and Tyler.
Christmas and Tyler. Right.
I think
And Bay and Davon have an alliance. Anybody
Right.
else? Oh, Nicole F and Ian, supposedly.
and then Cody's also got Enzo on his side.
Yeah, why didn't they put Enzo in that 6? That's weird.
I think he just wants to keep, as he said, have
Enzo's in the pocket. He'll save Enzo for later in case the alliance.
Exactly.
Wow.
I
I mean,
think
you're still laughing at yourself, Jack?
I'm so embarrassed. I'm like, what the hell?
What else?
I think they're going to go after.
Because I didn't watch it live. That's why I have to watch it live.
You do have to watch it live. True story.
If it's no on that night, if
Yeah.
like I watch Survivor, to
8
watch
o'clock.
it, or it's not on again till I can't watch this episode until tomorrow.
Otherwise, it doesn't go on the app till the next day, right, or something.
or it's like late, like 3 a.m, whatever it is. It's stupid because
So
you
set
pay
your
for
alarm, Thursdays, 8:00, watch live.
Right. So next week you have to do 15 minutes about this episode by yourself, and then we'll jump in.
Okay. Anyway, so are we done?
I think my
That's who
prediction.
you thought we'd put up. Well, who do you think Memphis will put up?
I think he's going to target like a Janelle or a Kaysar.
It's Kaysar. And
Kaysar?
that might be good because they can't save themselves with the safety.
Right.
Exactly.
So
I think they're both going to be on the chopping. That's what I was going to say.
or do you put one of them up because you're afraid that they would? No, you can't do that. You got to put them both up because that way only one can win veto.
The veto, yeah.
Down.
Right.
Yeah. You got to put them both up against each other. Absolutely.
I think the biggest target's going to probably be Janelle for a little while.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if she makes it through being everyone's target, then that she'll just prove why she's so awesome.
You're welcome, Aaron.
Quality entertainment right here, guys.
5 stars.
I guess me starting off by being negative about the show kind of backfired on me.
Jokes. We got jokes.
Oh my God. Anyway.
So you're picking Cody to win the whole thing. Jack, you're picking anyone to win the whole thing?
I'd like to see David win it just because I thought he got a raw deal the last time. But I could see Nicole. Maybe Nicole. She can't win because she's just too nice and people know it. I'm gonna go with Enzo. No reason, just because he's makes me out meow. So anyway,
it's too early for me. I have too many I still like.
Well, you gotta pick one.
Then I would pick Nicole.
Nicole.
Yeah.
Okay.
2 for 1, right?
That's cheap.
I got double the chances. Woo-hoo.
That's cheap, but I'm not gonna call out anybody because
Neither one will probably win, but
yeah.
They might.
But
you never know. Christmas is
But I think this was a good start. We'll be here every Thursday night at 9:30, right? After the episode airs.
You sure?
That would be the plan. Yes. Because we really want to talk about the person who got evicted.
Yes.
Hey, did no one know?
Christy, we should have played along.
I didn't say anything. I kept going, but then he kept. Yeah. So my biggest pet peeve that I'll share with you guys on the show is when people suck up to Julie when they're like, "Julie, you look ravishing. You look gorgeous. You look what?" Nobody did that tonight, right?
No. Well, you had squeaky voice guy from last season.
Oh, there's some of them that they have to come up with a new adjective every week, and it's so annoying.
Yeah.
Who's squeaky voice? Sam,
yeah.
Oh.
He had the cart.
I don't think she was fake. She was authentic.
No, it was a guy.
Sam was like.
Who's the guy?
Sam was a guy. The season before.
Oh, that's Sam. I was thinking of overall Sam.
I loved Sam the robot.
Yeah, he was. I called him cartoon voice or something like that.
Yeah. He reminds you. His voice reminds you of somebody who's. But I can't put my finger on it. But yeah, I can hear it in my head.
Yeah, it was like, all right, stop.
Like
stop. Yeah, Rachel said the screamer. Yes, the screamer.
He actually does a show on the TV Co app. I think it's on Fridays. It's pretty funny.
Is it?
I bet.
Yeah.
He has a great personality, but when he does that voice, it's like, okay, enough.
Oh, but I bet you it's funny when he gets going on something. Does he rant?
Oh yeah, he gets.
Okay, that's gonna be kind of fun.
Does he watch? Does he watch
all the show? What?
Does he watch all the episodes? That's all I'm asking.
I hope so.
You know what I want to do with Big Brother? I'm going to watch all the episodes except for the actual ones where people get eliminated because I don't need to know that. That's not why I'm watching Big Brother.
Well, if you like this, we're going to be back every week.
I love that
Join
you
us.
blamed your Barrett. I love that you blamed your grandson.
Well, I did get up and I just took the headphones
My
out.
grandson was here, and that's blaming. We don't know which one it is. We can't fact check.
It was Zach, and if you know Zach is not the most patient child in the world. So when he wants something, he wants it now. He wants the whole world. He wants.
When they're not patient, that's when you ignore them.
I like that Zach. I like that Zach called me Pete.
You don't ignore grandkids. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But yesterday we had four. We have four grandkids. We had all four. Luckily, Cindy's been off this week because I don't think I could have made it.
Did you realize why you only had 3 children when there were 4 grandkids in the house?
Because I did tell my youngest daughter was talking about having another baby. I said, well, you better have it like in the next year because I'm done. I'm done.
I got to tap out at some point. I got to have some time for me.
I'm done in like 2 years. So
because seriously, another shitty diaper you have to change. Like seriously, you can't.
Oh my God,
your life, Jack.
And her son has like explosions. You're like it's almost like Zach because Zach had bad ones. But anyway,
healthy digestive systems.
We get off topic, but we'll be back next week after the episode airs.
Yeah. Before we close, I want to throw 2 shameless plugs out there one for our friend Cliff, also on the TV Co-app every Monday. Every Monday he does Cliff's Notes. I think it's 8:00 on Mondays on the TV Co-app. And now Jessica and Kemi are also doing a show which I've watched, and it's actually really good on YouTube. They have a YouTube channel. It's called Girls Let's Agree to Disagree. And they're recapping Big Brother right now. And I don't know, chat room and everything. It's a lot of fun.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
What else do you talk about besides Big Brother?
I don't know. I didn't watch the latest episode.
Okay. Oh, so you're throwing rocks at glass houses, right? But I was gonna say, if you haven't seen that episode we did with Cliff, it was about 3 weeks ago, a month ago, maybe?
About a month ago, yeah.
Was it only that long ago? Seems longer.
I'll put the link in the discussion, but it was a pretty good. I thought it was a lot of fun. I learned a lot from Big Brother.
No, and he is legit, authentic. Who you saw on TV, that's who he is. He's very much so nice guy, really nice guy.
And Sam is also on TV Co per Aaron. It's called Send It Sam. Send It with Sam. Exactly.
Yeah, he's great.
Saturdays on the TV Co app.
Okay, are we done?
I don't have anything to plug. I'll just be here next Thursday.
Yeah, I'll be here next Thursday. I'll have my A game next Thursday.
I mean, we're not. You don't have to be A. You just have to show up and actually be prepared. That's all.
That's kind of my A game.
You were like, well, of 4 episodes, you were 75%, Jack. You were 75%.
You know, if I was playing baseball, that's 3 for 4. That's Hall of Fame.
I mean, you could graduate at 75%. So yeah, you're right.
Yeah, there you go.
Right. That's like having the mask just up to your nose.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I mean,
there's an issue with that.
Did you guys see the mask? Have you seen the mask that have the picture of the snotty nose?
I've not seen that. No.
No.
It's pretty funny. It's just literally a picture. It's like, this will help with social distance, like a super, like the gross kid runny nose, snot nose. It's really great.
Like you're a kid, you sit across from someone and their nose would just start running like this, and you'd be like, and then they go, and you go, no.
Kids were so gross. Oh my God.
Yeah, and I remember the kid I think it was in 1st grade, who just thought it was so funny to like wipe his nose in his shirt.
Funny.
I think he's a doctor now, believe it or not.
You grew up in New Jersey, right?
I did, yes.
Okay. All right. On that note, we've insulted New Jersey and Wisconsin.
And episode 4.
And lovers of cornhole.
Yes. All right, people. We're out. Thanks for everyone who joined us in the chat. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, everyone.